The VBMR Griffon, or shortly Griffon, has the challenging task of being the successor of the legendary VAB. Therefore, the engineers from the three major French defense companies combined their forces for a job that was not so easy. They had to create a new vehicle which would be less complex and more affordable than the current state-of-the-art examples in the market, but still highly effective. As the weapon detective, we are now investigating the Griffon and how much it has achieved this goal. The Griffon was created by the EBMR consortium of Arquis, Nexter, and Thales. The VBMR comes from the initials of the French words Véhicule blindé Multi-Rôle, meaning multi-role armored vehicle. Because it fights on the ground and is an air and sea transportable vehicle, the French have also chosen the name Griffon, a mythical creature. Before we continue, we should note that the Griffon is replacing the higher-end versions of the VAB in the higher-end missions. Also, the French army is partially taking the VBMRL Serval for the battle taxi role. The French army began to seek a vehicle to replace the VAB in the early 2000s. By studying the war experiences in Afghanistan and Iraq, the French Government Defense Procurement and Technology Agency Direction Générale de l'Armement, or shortly DGA, granted Arquis an upstream studies plan to identify some concepts which would benefit the future VBMR in 2010. The company presented three different ideas. After a careful study phase, Arquis developed the BMX-01 demonstrator. At the same time, another French defense company, Nexter, did similar development work and designed the BMX-02. It would lead to the creation of the MRAP class Titus later. The DGA selected the BMX-01 as the basis for the future VBMR. However, it was not actually an open tender between Arquis and Nexter. Paris wanted their major defense companies to cooperate in this project. So, in 2014, France announced a consortium called EBMR, formed by Arquis, Nexter, and Thales. The EBMR was the abbreviation of Engin Blindé Multi-Rôle, meaning multi-role armored vehicles. It would develop and produce not only the new VBMR, but also the EBRC, which would replace the AMX-10RC and ERC-90 Sage reconnaissance and fire support vehicles, and the VAB Mephisto, aka VAB Haute, anti-tank vehicle. The VBMR and EBRC would share 70% common components. During the same announcement, the name Griffon for the VBMR and Jaguar for the EBRC were also revealed. In EBMR consortium, Arquis is in charge of the mobility function, meaning developing and producing the technology from the wheel drive to the exhaust, including chassis axle, suspension, etc. Besides, the company is responsible for the Örnet remote control weapon stations with a 12.7mm machine gun, which is also known as T1 in the French army, and all the logistics for spare parts. Nexter is in charge of the armored hulls, the ballistic and anti-mine IED protection, the CBRN equipment, the internal architecture, and the final assembly. Thales is responsible for the Scorpion Vetronics, the communication, vision, self-protection, and navigation systems. The first prototype of the Griffon was presented in 2016. 1 year later, the trials were conducted in which the vehicle successfully fulfilled all the initial requirements. In 2017, Belgium also ordered the Griffon to replace its Piranha 3Cs and Dingo 2s. The final configuration was revealed in 2018 and the serial production started in 2019. Unlike many other military projects, all phases of the program proceeded smoothly and no significant delay was encountered. The French engineers did not prefer using off-the-shelf subsystems except the engine on the Griffon. Surprisingly, this preference seems to have no considerable negative effect on the development and manufacturing costs. The high production volume has probably reduced the prices. The vehicle is fitted with the Scorpion combat information system of the French army to allow troops to share information on the battlefield. The Scorpion takes its name from the abbreviation of Synergie de combat renforcée par la polyvalence à l'infovalorisation, meaning combat synergy reinforced by versatility and digitalization. The DGA, the French Joint Chief of Staff, and the French Army cooperatively launched the program in 2005, focused on air-land combat as long-term prospective research. The Scorpion gives the Griffon an efficient joint operation capability with the Leclerc main battle tanks, EBCR Jaguar, VBMR Serval, VBCI, VBL armored vehicles, and César self-propelled howitzer in a network-centric warfare structure. Also, thanks to this combat information system, the Griffon can establish a direct liaison with the light aviation of the French Army helicopters. For highly sophisticated sensors, displays, and communication equipment, the Griffon has an auxiliary power unit which allows them to be used when the engine is not running. The EBMR consortium is also working on a hybrid electric version of the Griffon, at first for highly consuming versions such as the command post. The vehicle offers high comfort for its crew and passengers. Compared to the VAB, interior space is much more roomy and much less noisy. Also, advanced automotive parts reduce vibrations significantly. The hull of the Griffon is resistant up to 14.5 mm rounds and shell splinters. The ballistic protection can be increased depending on the mission using add-on kits and slat armor. Although no official data has ever been released, some sources claim that the vehicle can withstand the explosion of a landmine containing a 10 kg TNT equivalent explosive. The French officials are content to say that this level is superior than what the VAB has. Also, the Griffon's high clearance ensures that the blast effect of a possible landmine or IED explosion has a minimum impact inside the crew compartment, which is strengthened by spall liners. Alongside the Scorpion network-centric warfare capability, the vehicle's sensors on the ERNET remote control weapon stations, including day and night sighting, laser and missile warning, and the MetroVip Slate acoustic sniper localization systems, increase the survivability by enhancing situational awareness. If an incoming missile or rocket is detected, the Galax countermeasure system automatically launches smoke grenades that operate in relevant wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum in the optimum direction. It provides a 360-degree cover. Besides, thanks to the network-centric warfare capability, one Griffon can automatically launch countermeasures to protect another vehicle if its location and field of fire are better than the endangered vehicle. The French military doctrine prioritizes speed and mobility rather than armor in regards to survivability. So, the Griffon was designed as a fast and highly maneuverable vehicle and is comparable to the VBCI in terms of mobility. To ensure mobility, the Griffon has run-flat tires, a central tire inflation system, and hydrostrut suspensions. The time of removal and installation of the power pack is less than 4 hours. The engine compartment is at the front. This design makes maintenance and repair easier compared to the previous VAB. The Griffon also has a diagnostic suitcase toolbox. The permanent 6x6 drive of the vehicle offers more off-road mobility compared to the 4x4 VAB. Yet, unlike its predecessor, the Griffon has no amphibious capability. The ERNET remote control weapon station can be fitted with a 7.62 or 12.7mm machine gun or 40mm automatic grenade launcher. It has high accuracy even while the vehicle is on the move. Also, the Acheron MP anti-tank missiles can be integrated into the turret, but currently there is no such plan. After some modifications, the ERNET can be fitted with a 30mm gun. The Belgian vehicles have an FN Herstal-made remote control weapon station. Depending on possible future users, the Griffon can be equipped with heavier guns on different turrets, such as 25mm or 40mm. Besides the Griffon's personnel carrier variant called VTT, France also ordered command and artillery observation, mortar carrier, ambulance, combat engineering, and CBRN defense variants of the vehicle. The mortar carrier model is called MEPAC, the abbreviation of the Mortier Embarqué pour l'appui au contact. The vehicle carries the 120mm 2R2M rifled mortar mounted on a 360-degree traversable hydraulically operated turntable. Roof hatches are power operated. Thanks to onboard Thales-made computerized fire control, automatic laying, and inertial navigation systems, the MEPAC has high accuracy. The 2R2M has a rate of fire of 10 rounds per minute. Also, some drawings have already shown the Griffon equipped with the 40mm rapid-fire anti-aircraft gun. France and Belgium, the current users of the Griffon, ordered 1,872 and 382 vehicles respectively. The Belgian Griffons are being assembled by CMI Defense in Belgium. The vehicle has a two-person crew consisting of a commander gunner and driver and can carry 8 infantry. The Griffon has a length of 7.7 meters, a width of 2.6 meters, and a height of 3.6 meters. Its combat weight is 25 tons. The 400 horsepower Volvo diesel engine provides a road speed of 90 kilometers per hour. Its range is 800 kilometers. The Griffon can negotiate 0.5 meter vertical steps and 0.9 meter trenches. Why did the French army, which already had the VBCI, require another wheeled armored vehicle like the Griffon? As mentioned in our Boxer video, France and Germany initiated a program in 1993 to develop a modular wheeled armored vehicle. Later, the United Kingdom joined the consortium. However, in 1999, France left the partnership and decided to continue with its own VBCI design, designed by the GIAT RTD consortium, now Nexter Arquis. With the United Kingdom and the Netherlands, Germany continued the project, which led to the development of the Boxer. Germany, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom were seeking a battle taxi to replace their fleet used in this role. But France needed an infantry fighting vehicle as the replacement for the AMX 10-piece. So the VBCI was designed as a frontline warrior, not a battle taxi. Yet, by the 2010s, it was time to find a successor for the VAB. France needed a new, simple, affordable, but highly effective system because the potential operational areas of the French army required a VAB-like vehicle. The Griffon is the child of this tactical thought. It does the same job as the VAB, but offers network-centric warfare capability alongside superior mobility, ballistic protection, electronics, and firepower. The best weapon system is the one that fulfills the operational requirements the most. Offering higher ballistic protection or mobility is nothing but an expensive luxury if you do not need them. For a battle taxi, the simplicity and affordable prices are preferable choices. Also, the combat capability, mobility, and survivability of the Griffon are more than enough for the current potential operational areas of the French army. Designed as the successor of the VAB, the Griffon is also an attractive choice for VAB users other than France. Today, the French defense industry can offer 2 individual vehicles for 2 specific jobs. One is a sophisticated but expensive warrior for the infantry fighting vehicle roles, and the other is a simpler and more affordable personnel carrier for battle taxi roles. For many countries with modest budgets or low threat perceptions, having such an option would be preferable. Also, the Belgian acquisition program has proved that the French are highly open to industrial cooperation. Besides, one of the parts of the EBMR consortium is Thales, which means if we chose the Griffon, alongside the vehicle, you would also have the network-centric warfare capability given by the Scorpion Combat Information System. Thanks to its affordable price, the total number of the Griffon ordered by 2 countries is higher than the Boxer ordered by 6 countries. Yes, with its cutting-edge features, the Boxer is among the best in the wheeled armored vehicle market. But only if you have adequate money, or if a relatively small fleet is enough for you. The Griffon might answer the needs of the imminent future. Currently, it indeed fulfills the requirement of France and Belgium. Arquis, which continues the highly priced traditions of Renault Trucks Defense, Panhard and Armoured, developed a new French armored vehicle with its partners Nexter and Thales. And it can undoubtedly play crucial roles in the battlefield of the 21st century. The Griffon has the potential to reach a large market, just like the VAB. Thanks for watching our video, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you can now click the join button to support our channel. And as always, we would greatly appreciate all of your likes, comments, and shares.